Hi, from Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure Park. At D23 Expo last year, we revealed that our next attraction in Avengers Campus will allow us to assemble superheroes from across the multiverse to battle King Thanos. Thanks to the unique collaborations between inventors at Avengers Campus, the heroes have created a new vehicle capable of jumping between these worlds and even realities on planet Earth and beyond. The design combines elements of Tony Stark's time suits with Xandarian jump points and Wakandan technology to create a vehicle that can transport heroes to remote worlds in a matter of moments. This new vehicle combines portal technology and flight capabilities to maneuver through the skies, meaning heroes can deploy anywhere they are needed.
Thrilled to tell you that next year, they're going to be learning some new songs and performing a whole new act. That's right. We are developing a brand new tavern that some of the regulars might call a watering hole, where pirates of all ages gather to tell their tales. And I hear there's a certain macaw that we haven't seen in a while.
Of our 3 new neighborhoods, World Celebration, will begin welcoming guests this December.
And you'll get to play and become friends with water, just like Moana did in the film. We know you're going to love this experience, which is why I am thrilled to share Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, will officially open on October 16th.
Well, here's some news. The show is going to debut on December 5th of this year.
Yeah.
You want to hear the name? All right. Name of the show is going to be Luminous, the Symphony of Us.
So, tell us about Magic Kingdom.
Well, when I came back, this was one of the first projects I dug into. And I had heard we had big ideas for this park, but I'm going to tell you all, I was blown away by the scope of what we're planning. I mean, this is similar in scale to things like Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, or Pandora, the World of Avatar. I actually think this could be the biggest thing we've done in the Magic Kingdom, probably even bigger than New Fantasyland. With that, I'm happy to share here, for the first time, we're creating a new show for the Tree of Life based on Zootopia. We're looking at reimagining Dinoland into something completely new. We're focusing on a region of the world sometimes referred to as the tropical Americas. Stories from this part of the world, Encanto and Indiana Jones just rose to the top. They give us so much to play with. We have a long way to go now and a lot more to discover, but our team here in Florida is all over.
To tell you that Figment will be ready to meet his fans in person starting tomorrow inside the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Kicking things off with that live look outside at the Disneyland Resort on a sizzling summer September day as all things D23 come to a head. Destination D23 out on the East Coast this morning. As you saw there, highlights from the D23 destination event talking about everything that's coming and everything that we should be aware of for conceptualization that they have going on out there in Florida, at Disneyland, and around the world. Parks, experience properties, you name it, they talked about it, and some things they didn't talk about at all. How's it going, everybody? Wade for the Kingdom Report. Back with you once again here in the beautiful Burbank headquarter location of Kingdom Report Live. That's right, the Warner Brothers Studios Media District, hanging out with you to bring you all the latest from Disney coast to coast and around the world. Certainly today we will be talking about Destination D23 as well. All the news concerning Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, Disney World, and beyond. But I can't do it alone. No. In fact, I am here with a team. That team being, of course, the famed duo here in studio, the travel agent extraordinaire, Katrina Manzoni, alongside the theme park analyst, Tyler Crouch. Good to see you too.
Yay.
Hello.
Look at us duos over here.
We're such a duo.
Dynamic.
Such a good duo. I've been told that
The very best.
dynamic part. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what everybody
The
says.
most dynamic
Yeah.
duo I've ever met.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yes.
Yes.
More even so than Batman and Robin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the duo in SNL.
Which
Those
there's
little sketches.
a lot of duos.
Those are the cartoon that was like in the early
Oh!
90s. Yeah.
The ambiguously
Gay
something.
duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I remember them. Ace and Gary.
Yes.
They were the best, weren't they?
They
so
were.
much fun, yeah.
They sure were.
I love those ones.
And alongside the dynamic duo for us, bringing up the golden goose, as we call him, Garrett Hassel, our reporter, hanging out. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you as well. I love my title. I think it's the best title on the show, honestly.
It's true.
No doubt about it. Not
I don't
only
need to be a duo, I'm a goose.
Our favorite goose, by the way. And back again, a friend of the show, Disney extraordinaire, former cast member and current artist, Taylor Kowalczyk, hanging out for us at Disneyland.
Yay!
Good to see you again.
Good to be back. Thank you so much for having me here at the happiest place on earth. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, Mickey too, apparently.
I'm good. Yep.
Equally as thrilled. Good to see you, and thanks for hanging out for us there today. We'll be checking in with you periodically throughout the show, but hang with us, all of you, because I believe we can't start this show, we can't start talking about Destination D23 and all the announcements that happened this morning until we have a show toast. Grab a cup of something good and join us as we cheers a bit of something magical. Katrina, what do we got?
Cheers. Okay, so my toast is, well, there's tons of news that happened this
So
morning
much.
for D23.
Right.
But the biggest one was, listen, you guys, they did mention the ride vehicle that will maybe possibly happen in a land that, has a huge building that is like literally worthless right now at DCA. So yay, they're finally figuring it out. So we're going to maybe have a ride in the next maybe 5 years or something over at Avengers Campus.
I've heard that one
And
before.
it's not going to be like just a big paperweight.
A paperweight.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you put that building on some paper.
So, and yay. So they did bring it up. So it's not completely dead. So
Luckily.
cheers.
So cheers.
Cheers. It's not completely dead.
Slightly alive.
Cheers to the potential and the ride vehicle that was revealed for whatever that e-ticket attraction is going to be.
Who knows?
Right. We've
But
heard
it's
a
not
lot.
dead, so I'll take it.
Can't wait for the name of it.
Yeah.
The multiverse e-ticket Avenger mega
Adventure.
experience. We'll see.
I saw somebody mention that the vehicle looks something similar to the Peter Pan ride that they're building in Tokyo.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
But
maybe
will
it'll
it be as good as the Tokyo version?
see.
You know what? Tokyo
Anything?
makes high quality stuff.
I know.
And the non-Disney owned and operated park is making better stuff than the Disney owned and operated park. Makes a whole lot of sense. We should copy what those geniuses over there are doing.
Makes a huge difference.
Turns out when Disney's not spending money, new and good things happen because even with we're going to get into the announcements, but even like the test track announcement makes sense that Disney's not paying for that. But
Right. Well,
yeah.
Thank you, Chevy. And let's dive right into it. Obviously, at the top of the program, you saw highlights from this morning's Destination D23 event, talking about all the things that are coming, and surprisingly, the non-mentions of things that have now gone by the wayside. The silence on many projects that we were told even just a year ago were coming didn't get any sort of love this time around. But let's take a look at some on the list here of some of the highlights from the domestic parks. Magic Kingdom talking about the Hatbox Ghost arriving at Haunted Mansion in late November. The Country Bear Jamboree getting a new act coming 2024. They showed the recording happening right now as we speak, so looks like that is officially happening. Beyond Big Thunder Mountain projects will rival Avatar and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, according to Bruce Vaughn from Disney Imagineering. However, they did not go all in on exactly what those new lands will be, just that they will rival those types of lands. Over at Epcot, a new iteration of Test Track, Tyler is mentioning there, coming soon with no distinct timeline. Luminous, the Symphony of Us, a nighttime spectacular, will be debuting December the 5th. Journey of Water, the Moana experience walkthrough at Epcot, opening up next month, October 16th. World Celebration will be opening this December at Epcot. Finally, we will get that entry spine of Epcot open again after what feels like like 5 years, basically, of just complete wall city in Epcot.
It's been miserable over there.
We finally get our motion back in that whole section of the park. And Meeting Figment begins tomorrow at Epcot's Imagination Pavilion. Over at Animal Kingdom, a new Tree of Life show inspired by Zootopia. Coming soon with no distinct timeline. And new Encanto / Indiana Jones experiences to be replacing Dinoland USA.
No Moana. No Moana.
Well, we'll see what happens in Animal Kingdom, as these are just concepts right now. And then, of course, over at California Adventure, as Katrina said during our toast, we got a glimpse of the Avengers Campus multiverse vehicles with no other details, just that a ride vehicle has been selected. And they know how it's going to work from a ride vehicle perspective. So out of the Destination D23 event lists here of things happening domestically, certainly whole lands are coming online in other parks around the world. In the same time, it seems to have taken Epcot to get a Figment meet and greet up and running. Whole lands are opening in other places, but that's okay. We're going to check in with each member of the team and see which highlights stands out to you in terms of maybe the bright spot from the Destination D23 event. Anything that you were surprised by? Why don't we start with Katrina?
I mean, that start like the Avengers Campus one. I was like, all right, that's cool. But I mean, I think there was like when they were talking about like Beyond Thunder Mountain, I was like, interesting. Tell me more. That it's gonna rival Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Avatar. Like I would say, God, I hope it rivals Avatar because they have two pretty good rides. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, not so much. They got 1 out of 2. One out of 2.
Awesome.
How dare you?
No.
But I mean, like, Star Wars, they don't even know what they're doing with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right now. So when they're saying they're rivaling, I was like, God, I hope it's better than Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So please figure that out.
Yeah, they didn't seem to quite have much to share in terms of exactly what it would be like. Bruce Vaughn, the chief creative executive for Disney Imagineering, which that guy just got hired back here not too long ago, being brought in to, no doubt, usher in the next sort of realm of creative for Imagineering. Barbara Bauza, the president of Disney Imagineering, not even a mention of her today, not even an acknowledgement that she exists in Imagineering right now. Very strange, to say the least. I knew when they brought Bruce Vaughn back from the dead after he departed many years ago. You know, he's responsible for things like Pandora, World of Avatar. He's responsible for projects from the last 15 years. And now he's being brought back for a creative function. So it makes me wonder exactly what they're going to be focusing on, especially because Encanto was an original discussion last year for Beyond Big Thunder Mountain.
Wasn't it that in like Frozen? Or was Frozen supposed to be going somewhere else?
They had all kinds of concepts.
Frozen's in Hong Kong and Paris.
Yeah. I really want Encanto to exist. Like, so bad.
Sounds like Animal Kingdom might be the place for that. And Tyler, what stood out to you on the list?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that I kind of piqued my interest a little bit was the pirate lounge in Magic Kingdom that they're talking about. But then I kind of thought about it more and more, and I was like, it's just going to be probably like a Oga's Cantina situation, and I'm not really fond of hanging out there. So I really think that a lot of this news is kind of a little bit lackluster personally. So I think the most exciting thing to me is just the reimagining of Test Track for a second time, because I mean, I'm excited to see. I love that ride, but it is getting a little stale, and it would just be nice to have like that same ride, but like a change of scenery again, you know, like they've done in the past. So, and by the concept art, it looks like it's going to be more of a realistic romp through some neighborhood or something. Who knows? Instead of this Tron-esque type thing we got going on. They're like, we already got a Tron in the other park, so let's just make this not Tron anymore. So yeah, I'm excited for Test Track. We'll see if this Encanto stuff even happens at Animal Kingdom, because I'm now wary of anything Disney announces. I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't.
Anything with concept art?
Yeah.
Don't take it.
Yeah, because I'm getting to the point now where I've been burned, and I'm like,
Galaxy's Edge being probably the cherry on top.
Well,
right?
yeah, Galaxy's Edge.
The
I mean,
entrance of Epcot.
Everything about Epcot is the main. I feel like that's the main thing. Is everything about Epcot.
Man, I was really looking forward to that multi-level entrance.
There were so many things about
Play
Epcot
Pavilion
that
is
Yeah.
a distant memory now. Mary
Play
Poppins
Pavilion, what?
attraction is gone. Right.
Oh, Mary Poppins was going to be my choice for today.
Was it? Well, shoot. Sorry.
It's
Doesn't
gone.
exist.
Darn it.
Spaceship Earth, I guess we forgot about it. I mean, there's so many things that went by the wayside for the whole Epcot overhaul we were told several years ago was happening. And the reason why walls have been up for so long, we thought. And now just a handful of things even coming from that project that was initially announced. So we'll jump on over to Garrett. Thoughts on the list? Anything that jumped out to you?
Well, there's nothing for Disneyland Parks, so that stands out a little bit. But
next year, right? They're coming back to Anaheim for the big expo. So I'd imagine they're probably sitting on it for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am very, very excited for Dino Land to get demolished, and I'm sure Joe Rohde is punching walls right now because that was like one of his favorite creations. But the Tropical Americas, as they called it, or Central America, it excites me because Dinosaur's going to win. Indiana Jones is coming. Indy will have his ride. I don't need the dumb stunt show. It's great. It's fun. But give me the ride. And I think the whole idea behind Central America needs some love. There's not really a Central America representation in Epcot other than the Mexico Pavilion. So this sounds like an excellent opportunity. I want capybaras running around wildly and other South American animals. I want venomous and poisonous snakes everywhere so I can just hear snakes. Would have to be
Not
snakes.
for
But the concept art is kind of, generic. It doesn't really have anything all that crazy other than the sort of Central American temple, which is similar to Tokyo Disney for their Indiana Jones attraction. But it looks like there's, it's not going to be a parking lot with an empty attraction named Dino World anymore. It's or Primeval World. So I'm just excited for this whole area of the park to get reimagined if it comes true, and for us to get an Encanto ride. I want to see Casita, and I want to sing. We don't talk about Bruno all day long because that's
I was thinking Surface Pressure.
In one of the greatest Knott's Berry Farm themed areas you'll ever experience at Animal Kingdom, that's for sure. And why don't we jump on out to Disneyland where Taylor Kowalczyk's standing by for us. Taylor, what stood out to you on the list from this morning? Anything you are amped up about?
Yeah, I'm definitely the Hatbox Ghost, meeting them. I think that would be super cool because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I was like, we have a Hatbox Zipper, we have everything like that. So actually being able to meet a character like the Hatbox Ghost would be pretty cool. But I'm with you guys. Like, I love Dino Land, but I think that it's time for it to go bye-bye. But I will say that I don't know if they're gonna replace the dinosaur ride, obviously, and probably put in Indiana Jones there. But that kind of made me sad because I do love that ride. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that all plays out. But I do think that area itself, Dino Land, is just overrun its stay, and it's not popular anymore. It's basically like an overrun carnival ride or carnival attraction. So I'm excited for that for sure.
I'm excited for the food choices, possibly all the South American like foods and stuff. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
A lot more extras there.
What's the queso filled thing that they eat in Encanto?
Yeah.
Arribas con queso. Yeah, like that sounds bomb. Give me some of
That's
that.
what I'm excited about. I'm like, there's got to be, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was excited for Beyond Thunder Mountain, because if they had an Encanto area, that Mama's going to be pumping out the magical arepas to cure everybody.
Well, I have heard rumors as to what is going to happen specifically beyond Big Thunder Mountain, and one of which continues to surface again and again, and that is a Haunted Mansion-themed restaurant would be coming to that area. Outside of that, your guess is as good as mine.
With
but
Eddie Murphy screaming around.
Eddie Murphy screaming from floor to floor. And Taylor, I think when you heard Hatbox Ghost, they weren't talking about a character you could meet. It's more of an audio animatronic going out to that attraction in Florida.
Dang, I got so excited. I was like, finally, they're going to bring him out. Because I know that they did for the 50th when we came here for the celebration at Disneyland. And they actually had the Hatbox Ghost and the Hitchhiking Ghost. So if they brought that back, oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
Bring it back. Absolutely. I would love that too. So D23 is coming to Anaheim next year for the big expo, and certainly I would assume, at least, that a lot of the California-based announcements will be happening there, as they tend to do. Destination D23 being kind of the little brother in all of this, just because it is a smaller scale event by just size alone. However, some significant mentions. Unfortunately, not a whole lot domestically going on. Once more, Epcot kind of falling by the wayside of all of the things we were told were coming. Just aren't even being talked about anymore, sadly. So without that, and then on top of it, the concepts that are coming for the sake of Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, not a whole lot to go off of other than just some artwork and just some chatter. And I know that Bruce Bond, the chief creative executive for Disney, even mentioned to Josh Tomorrow, the chairman of Parks and Resorts today, said something along the lines of, we don't typically, at least in my time, we didn't typically come forward and share things until we were ready. But it sounds like Josh Tomorrow, based on their conversation this morning on stage, sounds like Josh is the one encouraging Imagineering to share a little bit more up front now about concepts that are blue sky and things that they're considering with fans, rather than sharing things that are, being poured cement-wise, as they used to do.
Which I don't really like, because then half of it, we get all excited, and then it doesn't even come true.
Pass, right?
You know what I mean? So then you're kind of like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Mary Poppins, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? Boop, it's gone.
It seems like that seems like a terrible idea to me, because, when they came out and said all this great stuff about Galaxy's Edge before it opened, and like about how there was going to be droids and characters running around the town, and you're going to see, like, it felt like you're going to be seeing live entertainment at Oga's Cantina every now and then, or just something happening on the catwalks, a stunt show, whatever, like something that happens at Avengers Campus. It's like all that stuff sounded so exciting, and then none of it happened. And so why are we I just think it sounds like a horrible idea to get people excited about something, and even when you say, like, oh, but this is just an idea, it's like, okay, well, Disney is known for, I feel like Disney is known for having, like, their ideas are grand, and then they get scaled back. Like, have you guys ever seen the old concept art for what was to become Indiana Jones? There was, like, at one time there was, like, 3 Indiana Jones rides all in one with like there was going to be like a minecart ride and all this different stuff. And if they would have told the public about that stuff before the ride actually opened, and then we just got the one ride, people would have been so overly excited and then bummed out when we just got the one ride. So why would they be doing this?
Because it sells tickets and it makes press.
I guess so.
True.
It makes press.
And in a time where there isn't a whole lot
stuff.
Say that again, Garrett.
I was saying maybe they don't have enough concrete stuff to actually get fans excited about that.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just give them crumbs of something that may or may not happen, because Beyond Big Thunder used to have like Encanto there, and now that's completely scrapped because they're saying it's in Animal Kingdom. So maybe they don't have anything really locked in. So like we'll just throw out different things, and if there's enough ideas, people will forget about the old ones.
Yeah, I took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
Financially, things are not hot right now.
Yeah.
In terms of the company, obviously cutting 7,000 jobs earlier this year. The company is suffering financially in a number of ways, and so to break ground on any of this is still many years away, and lots of different concepts potentially between now and then.
And then Chevy's paying for Test Track, so of course they're gonna do that instead of Spaceship Earth. Mm-hmm. So if they're able to get people to pay for other things, yeah, sure, why not? Let's make an announcement.
Journey into Imagination. I can't believe that thing is still trucking along. And they're updating Test Track for the 3rd time. It's
well, that's because someone else is paying for it. They're not.
I know,
paying
it's
for
just
it.
so funny.
Figments is gonna pay for it. What? Imaginary money?
Like, we need to get somebody to sponsor Figment. Let's just Figment, put a big Coca-Cola logo on his jacket or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Product placement everywhere on the ride.
Oh my God, who sells sweaters? For the love of God, just give them a new sweater and put the little logo on there.
Yeah. Like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pavilion by Lululemon.
Wow.
See, there you go. Garrett, start talking to your Lulu people.
I don't work for them anymore, but I got it.
You got so you have people.
If there's one thing Lululemon is known for, it's imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, absolutely. Well, there was plenty of other news that hit the wires this week. Lots of other stories in which to talk about. Let's catch you up. It is time for the Disney News Review. Disney News Review time. Taking a look at some of the biggest stories from across the Walt Disney Company in the past week. Orange County Register reporting that Disneyland will reopen the Adventureland Treehouse this fall after a refurbishment project that has stretched for more than 2 years. The fall opening date means the Adventureland Treehouse will return sometime between late September and late December. Most of the scaffolding and scrims that have encased the 80-foot tall man-made tree over the past 2 years have been removed as Walt Disney Imagineering tests and adjusts an elaborate water wheel system with bamboo buckets, saying, quote, "The treehouse is all but done, according to Mice Chat. There is just some fine-tuning going on with the water wheel system, and they'll hopefully be able to announce an opening date." Tarzan's Treehouse closed in September 2021, meaning the 2-year refurbishment project has taken twice as long as the year-long construction of Disneyland that was completed in 1955. And the Disneyland Resort continues to expand upon the Princess Tiana story with the launch of Tiana's Palace, the newly reimagined quick-service restaurant inspired by the Walt Disney Animation Studios film Princess and the Frog, which officially started serving guests this past Thursday. At the restaurant, friends and family are surrounded by fixtures and references to Princess Tiana's life as they sit beneath yellow and gold awnings accented by bistro lighting, reminiscent of the film's version of the restaurant. The new menu includes New Orleans-inspired dishes and seasonal flavors, including the Seven Greens gumbo, Gulf shrimp and grits, house-filled beignets, and various regional dishes using select ingredients sourced from Louisiana when available. The Mint Julep Bar reopens alongside Tiana's Palace with its famous mint juleps and ever-popular Mickey beignets. And KTLA reports that beginning September 29th, The Heartbeat of New Orleans, a living mural, a story about a mischievous little frog, will entertain Disneyland guests at night in New Orleans Square. The mural will come to life with the help of projections and a jazz score, according to a press release. The unique art installation, along with Queenie and the Jambalaya Jazz Band, will enhance the atmosphere on the rivers of America on select evenings this fall and nightly during the holiday season. The new nighttime offering is a limited time engagement. Disneyland previously announced the band would begin their nightly sets at 7:35 p.m., and guests were encouraged to check the official Disneyland app for other performance times and updates. The new entertainment comes on the rivers of America after Disneyland paused Fantasmic performances through at least spring 2024 after a fire broke out during a show in April. Disney Cruise Line's new ship, according to USA Today, will bring the magic of its theme parks to the high seas for the first time. Disney Treasure will debut in December 2024 with eateries, attractions, and accommodations inspired by popular rides in areas of Walt Disney World and Disneyland, the cruise line announced on Tuesday. The ship also finds inspiration in Walt Disney's love of travel, emphasizing the spirit of adventure in cruise vacations. Reservations will open to the public on September 20th. The cruise line will also roll out early access to its Castaway Club loyalty program members. Pro members can book starting September 12th, followed by Platinum on September 13th, Gold on September 14th, and Silver on September 19th. The Disney Treasure is packed full of goodies. As they say in Disney Imagineering, we're taking our guests to beautiful, real places, but also fantastical stories that we're bringing to life on the Disney Treasure. The Disney Treasure, which can accommodate 4,000 passengers, will sail 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean itineraries from Florida's Port Canaveral, and the ship's maiden voyage will depart on December 21st, 2024. With so much happening at Disneyland in New Orleans Square, we decided to check in with Taylor Kowalczyk. She's hanging out in New Orleans Square for us right now at Disneyland. And Taylor, there are so many things we're talking about here. First, we're going to talk about Tiana's Palace opening up just a few days ago, and now it is in operation for the first time this weekend. Its first official weekend open to guests. Some of the highlights for you. What are some of the things that you noticed? Some of the things worth mentioning for anybody that might be heading to Disneyland soon and might want to dine at Tiana's Palace?
Well, definitely attention to detail. If you're a huge Princess and the Frog fan, you're going to find so many Easter eggs throughout the whole entire place. As you can see, the line behind me is wrapped around the whole entire location. And it's been like that since they opened this morning. Actually, before that, like I think around 9 o'clock, it was like that. But as soon as you walk in, you're literally immersed in her whole entire dream of being in, having her own palace. And it's just amazing. The thought of the lighting, all these little Easter eggs that are all around. The food is amazing. I will say that. My sister and I actually went in. We waited in line. It actually didn't sit, wasn't too long. It was maybe about like a 30-minute wait. And, I got this really cute Ray thing that goes on. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, there we go. Nope.
There he is.
There he is. A little Ray thing. He's so cute. He glows up as well. So
that's right. Light up that butt.
Light up that butt.
Get that butt lit.
That's right. I'm a huge Princess and the Frog fan, so obviously I had to come and get all the souvenirs before they sold out. And I mean, they just have this cute little lotus plate that comes with the a beignet on it. And I will say the beignet is amazing.
Oh,
wow. It's like a lemon filled. It's so good.
You hear that, Tyler?
I did. So creamy.
If you love beignets, you got to come here. Tiana knows what she's doing. That's for sure.
Yeah, she
Well,
does.
that's positive. Yeah, Tyler was creeped out by the imagery of the beignet dripping and ooey gooey like it was. So it's nice to hear that you've had it yourself and singing its praises. That's nice to hear.
No one showed a
Yeah,
picture
I think
of
it's
that
good.
plate. And I'm
The plate, no, but the beignet.
no one's shown like everybody's seen the beignet, but no one's shown the actual plate once they've purchased it.
That's a hell of a plate.
Yeah,
you
the
got.
plate looks good. Yeah,
It's really
That's
cool.
a cool plate.
It's a cool plate, yeah. And it comes with a little flower, like a little lotus. And
Oh,
I mean,
that's
it's just
nice.
like you can put anything on it. You can use it as, you know, a normal everyday eatery, or you can use it to
jewelry
put a candle
plate?
or whatever you want. Yeah.
Put
why
in your
not?
bathroom.
Exactly.
Perfect for all the goodies of the home, that's for sure. And beyond Tiana's palace and sort of that retrofitting of the French market, I know that there's also that news story we just covered regarding new entertainment coming to the Rivers of America with Queenie, the Jambalaya Jazz Band, new nighttime entertainment coming to New Orleans Square. And that is something that no doubt is happening because they are trying to figure out a way to stretch between now and when they can bring Fantasmic back. But you are sitting there in front of Tiana's, and just in front of you is the Rivers of America. You looking forward to having a little bit more entertainment at night?
I am. And I actually talked to a few cast members and asked them if they heard anything about it. And they're like, it's very hush hush, but we're really excited. They did say that there's going to be at least 2 shows a night, and it's going to run all the way from, starting the 29th of September and all the way till the end of the year, holidays. So I'm excited to see it. I'm, especially with the idea of it being, kind of around the Princess and the Frog, and like with the frog, following the sound of jazz music to New Orleans. I think it's going to be a really cute way to kind of like bring this whole entire area to life more at night without Fantasmic being here. I mean, we all know how I feel about Fantasmic being gone, but I'm excited to see this, and I'm excited to see what Disney has in store for everyone.
Hopefully it will be a much more immersive experience than just a band playing. It sounds like
Exactly.
with the lighting and the water effects and the things that they're trying to incorporate out there, it's going to be more of a spectacle.
World of Color Light.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Color light.
LITE.
It's gonna be our world of color over here.
World of Color Light at night.
There we go. We got it.
Yep.
LITE and ITE.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
Very-
like Nick at Night,
When they did their night shows at Disneyland. The Pride Night.
I miss like old school Nick at Night. Sorry. Anyway.
Bewitched and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yes, right. Well, we're looking forward to all of the new and wild experiences happening there in Narland Square. The other big story of the week was sort of the unveiling of the newest Disney Cruise Line ship, the Disney Treasure. That coming to us with a joining of the fleet moment, December 2024. And Garrett, what are 3 things maybe that stand out to you about the Disney Treasure cruise ship reveal? Obviously, they spent a lot of time on it this week, sort of talking about some specifics regarding the ship and the experiences you can have on board. What leapt out to you?
So, just a new Disney Cruise Line, a new cruise ship to go on is exciting, but if I had to narrow it down to 3 things, first one is going to be the Skipper Society, which is the bar that you first, it's one of the bars that they are featuring, and this one is all themed around the Jungle Cruise, which is a fan favorite. I know Tyler especially loves, the Jungle Cruise, but on the Disney Wish, they currently have that area as the Bayou, which is Princess and the Frog themed, and while it's nice, this looks a lot cozier. It looks intimate, it looks adventurous, all the different imagery, whether it's on the carpeting or the vines growing everywhere, or even by the bar with all like the little stickers and details of like travel moments. This is awesome. It looks so much more welcoming than the Bayou does. The Bayou, I think, kind of looks a little cheap because it has like hanging vines that get dusty. This looks like it belongs in the parks, honestly, or like you're stepping off of the attraction and into this bar. So this is really nice. This is towards the grand hall of the ship, like when you first get on. So everyone's going to be able to see this when you're going to the theater to enjoy the different entertainments. But the second thing I got to go off of is Plaza de Coco, because who doesn't want to enjoy some awesome Mexican food on the high seas of the Caribbean? Because this is going to be taking over the area that is currently Arendelle. And from what I've heard and experienced, Arendelle is hit and miss. It's quite loud. The acoustics are kind of rough. And I love mariachi music. Growing up in Northern California, Mexican food is all over the place and it's quite good. So I really hope that the crew gets this right. But singing the songs of Coco, it's a fan favorite. It's got so many great songs in English and Spanish that I can't wait to see, because it's having 7-day itineraries. There's 2 shows, so you can come back and experience something brand new. But just the image we have is very limited, but it looks colorful. It looks nice.
That dude in a hoodie standing in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah,
Hey, I can do the same thing, man. I just can't play the guitar. But it's gonna be good. If he starts jumping from table to table, kicking over tortilla chips, it's gonna be a little too much.
That might be a problem.
Yeah. I wonder if they bring out Ernesto de la Cruz. I know he's a bad guy, but man, he would be so he'd be cool to have there.
Late night party.
Maybe during the Halloween sailings.
Ooh, Tyler, CEO right here.
There he is.
Yeah, gotta give him his paycheck. But the third thing for me is the most exciting, and that is the Grand Hall. The other ship's called the Atrium, but the Grand Hall is themed around Aladdin, and this Grand Hall looks different than any of the other ones because of, if you look at the colors, a lot of blues, turquoises, and gold, which is reminiscent of Aladdin, the Cave of Wonders. Even the chandelier, it doesn't look like the traditional chandeliers we see on the Disney cruise lines, which are these over-the-top ornate things. This one, very simple, like a lantern that you would see in Agrabah, and all the other ones are a lot of white. This one, all the different colors, it looks enchanting and exotic and adventurous, and it just draws me in. Plus, Aladdin's my favorite Disney animated film. I love it. You even got the the lamp there, and you got Aladdin, Jasmine, and Abu, and carpet. You can't forget carpet.
And carpet,
especially when it used to be the stage show at DCA. Everyone loved carpet more than everyone else. But the Grand Hall it looks awesome. I can't wait to explore it. The details when it's actually built are amazing. They have that on the Wish, and they have a Kiss Goodnight like they do in the parks and all that, where it ding ding for Cinderella. So I'm wondering what they're going to have for the Kiss Goodnight on the Wish or on the Treasure, because this is Aladdin. So if Ginny pops up and does something amazing, but who knows? I'm pumped for it. I just have to wait a year and save up a lot of money to go on this. But the Treasure, it's going to be the Treasure of the Caribbean. Haha, give me my money. but I need more friends, man. Those like I need friends. But the Treasure, it looks immaculate. It looks amazing. There are so many great details, and I'm jealous that the D23 people got the printed version of that treasure map that was sent out to a few people. So
was it D23 or is it just media?
I think they gave it to everybody in the crowd, right?
Yeah, everyone in the crowd at D23 got this ornate print of the map.
And one person,
I thought you meant like the teaser map.
Oh,
that they sent to media with the lockbox and everything, and they're supposed to open it.
That's going to all the guests that attended today at D23 as well.
And one person received a cruise on the Treasure.
Yeah. She was bawling out, and my heart went out for her. I was so happy and slightly jealous. And when her last name was Motes, and so that threw me off.
No way.
Ariel's last name isn't Motes. Yeah, it was Heather Motes, and I was like, wait.
Is that your cousin, Ariel?
Are we about to be related? Can I get something out of them?
She can take 3 people, they said.
Oh.
But, I volunteer myself as tribute.
Yeah, time for your fiance to look at the family tree and see whether or not that person might be connected. But certainly
twice removed.
Twice removed, yeah. Looking forward to seeing
the Arizona Motes.
The Disney Treasure joining the fleet of Disney ships coming very soon. What are you most looking forward to? Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, all the new events happening. You let us know down in them comments. Hey, we got some trivia for you. It's Disney Trivia time. Disney Trivia Minute time. Testing the very brains of our team here at the Kingdom Report. First question up for the Disney Trivia Minute with these fine folks. Garrett Hassel, Taylor Kowalczyk, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone, everybody hanging out with us here today. It is a film question, Disney animated film question from back in the day. What are the names of the Fox and the Hound from The Fox and the Hound? Is it A, Tad and Cooper, B, Todd and Copper, or C, Tin and Cody? Garrett, we're going to start with you.
This is easy mode.
Well, they're animals.
We don't even need a response.
I remember watching it as a kid, and then I watched it as an adult, and I was like, man, this thing is heavy.
It is.
It's heavy. It's a heavy movie.
And even if I don't know the whole answer, I know enough to where I can figure it out. So can I please see the answers again so I can lock in my answer?
A, Tad and Cooper, B, Todd and Copper, or C, Tin and Cody?
I'm going to go with B, Todd, because that was the name of the fox, and I really like the fox because he had a fluffy tail. So I'm going to go Todd and Copper, and if I get it wrong, I am going to cry, really.
I don't want you to cry. And you need friends, you mentioned.
If you want those friends, keep the tears in there.
Got a whole depression thing happening here. Taylor, let's jump on over to you. She's at Disneyland right now. What are the names of the Fox and the Hound from The Fox and the Hound? Is it A, Tad and Cooper, B, Todd and Copper, or C, Tin and Cody?
Well, I know this one for sure because it's my boyfriend's favorite movie. So I'm going with B. So nice job, Garrett. So B.
Okay. Well,
really
we'll see.
If that's wrong.
Yeah, it's going to really hurt him. Yeah, you got to be careful there. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah.
Tad and Cooper, B, Todd and Copper, or C, Tin and Cody?
This is one of the ones that I've been just the most sure about, and it definitely has to be B. 100%.
Has to be B. All right, so that's 3 Bs. Yep. And Katrina, what does it make it for you?
See, let's go through this list.
Yeah,
should we spend an hour on this?
I mean, listen, everybody knows trivia and Katrina. They go together, and I have to go through it all to make, to figure it out.
Maybe we should start excluding you.
How rude. I married him. And this is what he does.
I don't know why you did. Frankly, listen to these responses to you.
You knew what this was about.
Yeah.
He's charming.
Unbelievable.
And he's cute.
And he'll be CEO one day. So
it's true.
Stick with me.
Stick with him.
Only in it for the title.
Right.
Okay, let's think about it. So there's like a Tin, there's a Copper, there's a Cooper, there's a Tad, there's a Cody. There's like all these things.
6 of them.
And then a random Todd. Of all things,
So random.
But what is a fox?
What is it?
He is copper color.
True.
It's not tin.
Right.
Four-legged mammal.
So let's just go with B. Todd and Copper.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Todd and Copper. All right. So we've got B's all around. The name of the Fox and the Hound in the film Fox and the Hound. Everybody's saying B. Todd and Copper.
We're all gonna be wrong.
I do have some unfortunate news. Everybody seems so sure of themselves, but they're right. Todd and Copper.
Oh.
B. Congratulations.
I was about to get a paper bag.
Garrett, you have friends.
On
You
the
are
other
worth
side.
something. Congratulations to you.
Hi, friend.
No.
No. I don't know who said that, but next up on the Disney Trivia Minute, it's Princess and the Frog related, given the fact that Taylor is hanging out there in Narland Square in front of her new restaurant. In The Princess and the Frog, Tiana's dream is to renovate what kind of building into her restaurant. I don't see the French Market listed here, so that's interesting. But it's in the movie, so it's different. So in The Princess and the Frog, Tiana's dream is to renovate what kind of building into her restaurant? Is it A, a sawmill, B, a textile mill, or C, a sugar mill? Why don't we start with Garrett?
And diddly-tastic. A sawmill, while exciting, there was sawdust in the food. And I know that sawdust and Cajun seasoning does not mix. Textiles, like nails, that does actually go with a nice remoulade. But being that this is the South and you
He's a
need
foodie.
ingredients, sugar mill sounds pretty nice. And, Tiana, she is so sweet. She's a good...
Oh, my goodness.
All those crickets. Wow.
Wow, I need more.
So you're going with C, huh?
I want to go with sugar mill because
All right.
sugar goes good.
Sounds sweet. Like sweet tea.
Just like you.
Just like you. That's right. Aw. Tyler. In The Princess and the Frog, Tiana's dream is to renovate what kind of building into her restaurant? A sawmill, textile mill, or sugar mill?
I think I'm trying to. This is a tough one. I feel like it is either B or C, but I'm just gonna go with C because that's just what feels natural to me. I'm on the sugar mill front with Garrett. Let's go, Garrett.
That's right, baby.
So we're in it together now.
You boys sticking together. And Taylor, in front of Tiana's Palace at Disneyland, again mentioning here the French market was not included in this, but it was from the film. In The Princess and the Frog, Tiana's dream is to renovate what kind of building into her restaurant? A sawmill, B, textile mill, or C, a sugar mill?
Kind of want to go ask a cast member and see if they know the answer too. This is a tough question. My gut for some reason is telling me to go with B, but I don't know, because C does make a lot of sense. I'm gonna go with B. I'll follow my gut. I'll probably be wrong, but we'll see what happens.
B, textile mill, is what you are going with. Very good. And Katrina, let's have a dissertation on exactly what the Princess and the Frog did for humanity before you answer this question so that you can really grasp the gravity of it all. I know that often you like to go into detail, but would it be a sawmill, a textile mill, or a sugar mill that Tiana had a dream of renovating for her own restaurant?
Yes.
So
Garrett had pretty good points.
He did.
Sawmill, very dusty.
Right.
It's a lot of particles. It's hard to clean up.
So dusty.
You know, I don't think you'd really want to. It's not food safe. A lot of cleanup issues. Textile. Wasn't her dad a textile?
That's a good point.
Person.
Ooh.
So then, so wouldn't she want to, like, wouldn't she be there a lot with her dad and then see him and stuff? And then
safe.
And then when you pass, and then you can step on a nail and hurt yourself, and you're like, ooh, ouch. So maybe not B for textile, but her dad was, I think, part of it, so that it goes to her heart.
There's a connection there.
Sugar mill.
Right.
Wasn't it near the water? So maybe it should be a sugar mill because that's where they make sugar, is near water, right? So possibly.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm like exaggerating or something, I guess. But.
And then also she likes beignets, and beignets have sugar on them, powdered sugar. So it kind of like works out like it's meant to be because it's like a sugar mill and she needs sugar for beignets, and so like that's why she always like went there, is because it's already sweet and she likes beignets and stuff. And I'm like losing track of what I was gonna think about, but so I'm just gonna say sugar and powdered sugar and beignets over and over again, and just go like do, and then here's Mr. Impatient over here being like,
oh my.
Does anybody have a rope?
So I'm going to say, like, Taylor is kind of, I'm with Herb saying, like, B and C, but I'm going to go with C because it's sugar mill. So if there's sugar spill on the floor, it's easy because it's already sticky because she's going to go and have beignets and stuff and cook. So it's fine.
Well,
and
there
it's food
it is.
safe.
What a grand circle tour that one was. Yeah.
Man, this is exhausting.
Isn't it, though?
How rude. No wonder. Like, this guy's saying he has no friends and he's being rude like this.
That is pretty rude, Garrett.
Come on, Garrett. Be nice.
I got Tyler in my camp right now. And
it's just the two of us. We got this.
The two of us.
Making castles in the sky.
Just the two of us. Making beignets if we try. Just the two.
Like
so the answer.
Flour.
The answer to In The Princess and the Frog, Tiana's dream is to renovate what kind of building into her restaurant? A sawmill, a textile mill, or a sugar mill? Taylor, you are wrong. It is a sugar mill.
Yes!
I'm going to chase this reaction as long as I can.
Savor it, bud.
Good job, Garrett, even though you were mean.
I'd like to thank my fans out there for believing in me. It's for you.
I'm a believer.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, sure. But congratulations to the three of you. Taylor, I'm so sorry. Nice try. But you did get the Fox and the Hound.
It's true.
You did get the Fox and the Hound.
That's true.
So
I did
bravo.
get that. So 1 out of 2.
Yeah, thank your boyfriend for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it sounds like
Thank you.
he's the one that delivered for you on there. But at any rate, we want to thank you all for playing and thank you all for participating in this round of the Disney Trivia Minute. You stick around. There's more Kane Report Live for you next. Disney List Time. Take a look at some of the best from across the Walt Disney Company. This time around, as fall sets in, the season of spooky is among us. The best of this year's Oogie Boogie Bash at the Disneyland Resort. Tyler and Katrina had an opportunity to head on out to the Oogie Boogie Bash this week to experience all things Oogie Boogie. And Tyler, what are some of the best things about Oogie Boogie Bash in 2023?
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many good things. I feel like Oogie Boogie Bash is perhaps the best event that Disney puts on, period.
High praise from the future CEO, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it might be. It's just a really nice time overall. And as somebody who loves the Halloween season, I got 4 things right here. Villains Grove, number 1.
Woo!
Villains Grove. For anybody that doesn't know,
it's
this pretty cool. It's that they take the whole little children's play area, the camp over in California Adventure, and they turn it into this really amazing. There it is, right there, the Redwood Creek Trail, and they turn it into this really amazing walkthrough that has all these great lighting effects all through like the tree. That's the coolest part. Is there's so many trees and everything there. And when they project things onto the trees, it just looks really neat. And each section kind of has its own villain represented, and it's just really neat. It's just I walk through it every year. I find myself just staring off and
there's no characters.
Yeah, mesmerized.
You're just based off of lights and sounds,
effects.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
If anybody's ever been to like Halloween Horror Nights or Not Scary Farm or something like that, it kind of reminds me of like a house just with no scaring, like that's really what it boils down to. But it has just.
Is there a certain section that like really stands out to you? Because I saw from Katrina's story just all these different areas, and I've never experienced it, but it looks so
many good sections.
Yeah, I think I feel like the last 2 sections are kind of my favorite part, because there's this moment where they make it look like it's raining in part of the forest, and then there's like lightning and thunder, and then you kind of turn the corner after that, and there's this big log that's on its side, and they have projection mapping. Wow. I was about to say mapping and happening at the same time, so I was going to say mapping. It has projection mapping happening. I'm still struggling with that.
Say it again.
And it just looks so neat. It's got like these great little sparkles are kind of forming on the different knots of the tree, and
the vines
are
growing.
coming alive, and yeah, it's just really cool. So I highly suggest Villains Grove. Good times all around. My number 2 thing for Oogie Boogie Bash is just the vibes. Just immaculate vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Yeah, just good stuff.
That's what us Californians like. Good vibes.
Good.
How about some good vibes?
I'm just vibing. Yeah. I mean, the music that you hear is fantastic. The lighting is fantastic. Everywhere you go, you just feel like you're kind of in a little more creepy atmosphere. The purple banners with the bats on them all throughout.
Light up eyes.
Yeah, the bats flying out of Carthay Circle, the headless horseman, and you're kind of hanging out by the headless horseman, and all of a sudden you hear he's galloping around you in a circle, and it's just like the sound that they
all headless.
Yeah, like
Headless
with
and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't have no head. It's crazy.
And then you hear the horse, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Where I hear the gallop. Where's the galloping coming from?
It's crazy. And then there's smoke coming out of his pumpkin head. It's just
whoa.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff. It's
good
good
vibes.
immaculate vibes. So just vibing over there. Good times for sure. Number 3 for me is just all the different rare characters, and not even just the rare ones, but the villains you'll see as well, because you'll get to see even villains that have been out before. Like, you just get to see like a whole nother side of them, because when you go down each treat trail, you know, each one of these villains is like monologuing at you sort of, and so you get to see them like doing their thing, whereas like, do you know what I mean? Like when you're in the park on a normal day, they're just taking pictures with people, so they're just going like, "Oh, hi," you know, "Oh, bye."
But
you know?
they are their character.
Yeah.
Right.
But now I get to see them just kind of being themselves and not having to worry about like pleasantries with every single person.
And talking back to people who are waiting too long and causing up like a clog when they're trying to move people along, and they're like, "You guys, get out of here."
Yeah, it is
it's
nice.
Really funny.
I'm sure it would be fun being a villain at Disney, because you actually get to tell people off sometimes. So. You know, and you know, so obviously the treat trail characters, but then also like they had like Bruno out, you know, who you never get to see, and he doesn't have a treat trail, but he's just by himself. Yeah, like Hans was there too. So
what?
Yeah, you know Hans. He's
of the Southern Isles.
Yeah.
Yep. Of no, I'm not gonna say. Never mind.
He's got a lot of
jerk.
brothers.
He's a jerk. That's what I was gonna. I was gonna use words to talk about him being a jerk. But yeah, I mean the characters, it's really fun. I mean Judge Doom this year, so cool.
Seems like the runaway hit.
You gotta watch it at night. Like that's the thing. I saw people do Judge Doom in like the afternoon as soon as they got in. It's not fun. You gotta like wait until night.
Because of the effects, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the effects, but you know, also too,
shoe.
like I'm gonna like quick tip here. Let's do a quick tip
Quick
section.
tip.
Quick tip.
Hot take.
Tyler's quick tips.
When you get into this party, like hang out for a couple hours first.
Enjoy the
like
songs,
just
the
enjoy
vibe.
Like let's take in those immaculate vibes that we were talking about and just relax. Maybe watch the first parade, or even like what we did was when it first got dark, that's when we went to Villains Grove, and we ended up waiting like maybe 15-20 minutes or something, but just relax, because these treat trails, that's like the first thing everybody wants to go see. Like especially like the Judge Doom one, we saw people saying that they waited in line for like an hour to see Judge Doom, where we literally just walked up. And then the other good thing about it too, when you're doing it later in the night, not only do you just get to walk up and not worry about waiting to even get your candy, but then you can also stand and continue to watch these characters saying what they're saying. And like we watched Ernesto de la Cruz, you know, riffing with people in the crowd there speaking. I don't speak Spanish, but they were both speaking Spanish.
That's
the
really
group
great.
was speaking Spanish to him,
really?
and then they were all celebrating together. And
I loved it.
yeah. So it was really cool to see him, you know, reaching out. So that's why I say go later, because you'll get to see even more fun. There, look at this man. He was he was great. I mean, this was the moving Ernesto to the Hyperion to give him all this extra space was like a really smart move.
As if it's a real concert.
Yeah. It really, because you can. And
it's a lot of space.
We just hung out here. We probably watched Ernesto for probably like 10 minutes. You know?
With this one, you have to go through the treat trail, and then you cannot, like, you see these people walking, they do not let you stop. They just keep telling you to go, because they made where we're standing the stand and watch area. So there's like you quickly walk by, you snap your good picture if you want it, and then he talks to you, blah, 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 and then you just make a U-turn, and then you can go right back in this like little area in the middle and then watch him. It's
wonderful to know that they have figured out that there are two types of people that want to experience these things, and that they've set it up accordingly. Garrett, I'm sure, would be jumping back and forth between lines and sections and areas to see Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie Bash destroys Not So Scary. Honestly, Not So Scary Like when I worked that, it was rough, and you don't really get much time with the characters. This, to be able to see them in their zone and actually perform and interact, it's a dream come true for a character performer. I'll tell you that. So, yeah, Ernesto de la Cruz, he's on point.
They bring a lot of their world with them, it looks like, which is cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, I would say, and I don't mean to be negative towards the actor or whatever, but the only one that seemed underwhelming to us was Yokai. I mean, Yokai was kind of a dud of a addition.
I didn't really
unfortunately,
pay attention. I was stuffing my face with birria tacos.
I don't know. He didn't even sound like he sounded like some nerd that was just upset. I don't know. It was
cosplaying.
Yeah.
It really did. I don't know. It was just a weird vibe over there.
That's too bad.
Yeah, that was.
I thought Mother Gotha was kind of like meh.
She was fine. Yeah.
But it was okay. But other than that, like all the other, we didn't like watch Cruella because she's been there year after year now, and so we're kind of like, eh.
You hit up the new ones.
Yeah.
Newer.
And you want to like hang out there too. So at the end of the night, like what Tyler said is like, you can go through, like if they tell you to keep moving, just go in again and watch it because it's actually really good. And like, I'm still just disappointed that they didn't have like a live action Ursula and like a drag queen.
That is disappointing.
That would have been so
Especially
cool.
this year.
Because we did
that
see
would've been-
like a drag queen Ursula come through the park though. And I was like, I needed you to be up
Be
there.
up on that stage.
That's what I needed in my life.
Kick Yokai out of there, whatever.
Especially with that film this year, that's for sure.
Oh man, but yeah, it was good. Do you have another one?
Yeah,
Or
so
did you go
I
through all
got
four?
my very last one, number 4. Here you go. This is the most important one, by the way.
Very important.
Very important.
Candy.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Hey-oh.
Andy.
Candy.
Say.
Advertisement.
We are sharing with the class today.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
Shake it.
You get so much candy, and we didn't even do. We could have got if we really wanted to make a rush at the candy. We could have gotten so much more, and we filled up almost like those like drawstring backpacks that are really just a bag with
those are
ropes
called
on
trash
them.
bags.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But we just filled up almost one of those entirely with candy, and we didn't even do every treat trail, so you get a lot of candy, and it's pretty decent stuff. A lot of different types
Except
of M&Ms
for peanut
this
butter
year.
cups and almond joys.
Hey.
Didn't get any peanut butter cups or almond joys this year.
Okay.
Disappointed.
We have a problem here.
Yeah.
Or Kit Kats for him.
I mean, I don't know. It's
Like,
fine.
I can go to a store and get a Kit
There's a
Kat,
lot of
Katrina.
a
I was
lot
like,
of goldfish.
Say goldfish,
Yeah.
anyone?
You gotta have the cheese with the chocolate.
Yeah, you got to skip the. Anytime you see the carrots, you just walk past.
I know that's when you test, like you use your like your muscle strength, and you're like, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
vegetables.
And you pull all your
Excuse
candy
me.
back in.
Yeah. Yep. It's like one of those. Well, never mind. Anyway, candy.
There it goes again.
Candy's good stuff. I know. I keep on thinking of inappropriate things.
He reins himself in
I know.
because he's going to be the future CEO. He needs to
I
be,
have to watch my mouth.
He doesn't want sound bites to haunt him. Terry Thompson saying in chat, please don't take photos in Villains Grove. Just enjoy it. Just really let it seep in. And
It's true. Take your time. Don't just bolt.
Exactly. I think it's great advice. It's certainly a section that if you wait long enough to get in, which most people do, you might as well savor every moment. So grateful to hear the experience that you two had, being so positive. Oogie Boogie Bash obviously sold out very early on this year. If you are lucky enough to get yourself some Oogie Boogie Bash tickets and are on your way, we would love to hear from you. Let us know after the fact if Oogie Boogie Bash lives up to the hype, or so you think. We would love to hear that as well. Throw it down in the comments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps things up for this edition of Kingdom Report Live. We thank you for being a part of our weekend, and it's an honor to be part of yours. As always, we invite you to head on over to the various podcasting platforms, wherever you get your podcasts, and rate and review what we got here, or if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss a thing. The Kingdom Report is here for you. And as always, we will be back with you next weekend, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.